Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. Boomerang's been in an interesting and unfortunate state of flux over the past few years. It was always the classic channel that brought all these old Hanna-Barbera classic series back to you, hence the slogan, it's all coming back to you. But in the mid-2010s, Christina Miller decided to change all of that, and Boomerang essentially got a rebrand, making it a Cartoon Network 2.0. It lost its Boomerang aesthetic and its Hanna-Barbera classic series that aired on it to join the Cartoon Network checkered black and white aesthetic, and started to air a lot of series that were currently airing on Cartoon Network, which was really a head scratcher at the time, because what exactly is the point of Boomerang then? That lasted for a few years until Boomerang all of a sudden became a Scooby-Doo, Looney Tunes, and Tom and Jerry network. Those were really the only three shows that it was airing, and that's pretty much where it's been for a little while now. It's had a little, some shows thrown in there here and there, but as of January of this year, being 2024, Boomerang has a brand new schedule, and it looks like they're starting to go back to its roots, where it's all coming back to you. So I'm going to go through this schedule real quick. Starting at 6 a.m., Boomerang airs a marathon of the original Looney Tunes all the way up until 7, then it airs the new Looney Tunes up until 7:30, the Tom and Jerry show, which goes on till 8 a.m. when the original classic Tom and Jerry comes on. At 9 a.m. we see some Hanna-Barbera classics air, such as Wally Gator. 9:30 has Yogi's Galaxy Goof Ups, then the Yogi Bear show at 10. Then all of a sudden at 10:30 you have an hour of the Flintstones, followed by an hour and a half of the Jetsons at 11:30. Then at 1 p.m. you have the original Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? 1:30 is What's New Scooby-Doo. At 2 p.m. you have Popeye the Sailor, which goes on until 3 p.m. where the original Looney Tunes comes on once again. And essentially the schedule starts to repeat itself at this point. Pretty much the order of shows that I read off to you guys from 6 a.m. all the way up until 4 p.m. Everything repeats itself from there till midnight. So it's an exact repeat of the schedule that you have during the day. And that's pretty much your daily Boomerang schedule. It goes on for midnight. Some days it has a Scooby-Doo movie, other days it has a different movie, but it seems daily after midnight till 6 a.m. the schedule does change. Overall, I think this is definitely an improvement over what they had before. It's great to see some of these classic Hanna-Barbera shows find their home once again on Boomerang, because if they're not airing on Boomerang, they're pretty much not airing anywhere, which is rather unfortunate, because a lot of these series are classics, and honestly, they're some of the all-time greatest animated series, despite the fact that they came out, 40, 50, 60 years ago in some cases. As I said before, I think this schedule is overall an improvement, but at the same time, I kind of just wonder, why do we have a pretty robust and unique schedule from 6 a.m. all the way to like 3:30 in the afternoon, and then it just repeats itself all over again? That's the one criticism I have for Boomerang right now with its schedule, is yes, there is a better variety than it had before, but it still is repetitive in nature, because you have a lot of Looney Tunes, you have a lot of Scooby-Doo, and you have a lot of Tom and Jerry airing. I understand those are three classic and iconic franchises, but they do take up a lot of the schedule still. And furthermore, I listed off to you guys the Hanna-Barbera classic series that are airing. Maybe there were 3, 4, or 5 of them, and then they all repeat themselves again later in the day. So while it is an improvement, I still think it could be better. They could have a lot more variety in it, because there is such a wide variety of Hanna-Barbera series that they could pull from. You could get something on the air like Snorks, or you could get something on the air like Hong Kong Phooey or Magilla Gorilla. I could go on and on and on with the amount of Hanna-Barbera series that aired throughout the years, because there are so many of them, and so many of those series are considered to be iconic, like Josie and the Pussycats, or the show, I don't know what it was called, but there was one that had a dune buggy. It was like a teenage mystery group, like a Scooby-Doo knockoff, if you will, where they had like a little dune buggy go around with them. There was another one where there was a shark as well. You could mix in those series to this Hanna-Barbera classics mix that they have, but instead it's just the same shows airing again during the second part of the day up until midnight, which again, I really don't understand why they do that. I know some nights they have Top Cat on at like 1, 2 in the morning, but who's realistically speaking, how many people are watching Boomerang at that hour that you can't have Top Cat be on earlier in the day? Or maybe something like Quick Draw McGraw. I could literally go on and on and on for 10 to 15 minutes, like Johnny Quest, just bringing up different names of series that they could add to this block. On the other thing as well about Boomerang that I find to be a bit of a head scratcher is they could also add in some Cartoon Network classic series as well. Like, the one thing that I do see here is some days there is Scooby-Doo Guess Who, and some days there is Be Cool Scooby-Doo or Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated that comes in and out of the schedule. It's just, some more Scooby-Doo shows that they pull in and out. And those all are series that premiered initially on Cartoon Network. But how cool would it be to see these shows that aren't being highlighted by Checkered Past make an appearance on Boomerang during the day? I'm talking about series like the original Powerpuff Girls or Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. There's a lot of Cartoon Network classics that are really forgotten about nowadays because Cartoon Network doesn't pay attention to them other than the 4 series they have a part of Checkered Past, which has expanded a bit now. I'll leave a card up to that video if you haven't seen it. So there's like 5 or 6 series that are being highlighted in Checkered Past. But what about all the other classic Cartoon Network shows? I remember when I was a kid and I grew up watching Boomerang and all of these Hanna-Barbera classics. I remember they had like the Jackie Chan adventures on too. Again, I could go on for 10 to 15 minutes just listing off shows that Boomerang had, like Casper the Friendly Ghost. But nevertheless, I remember when I was little watching Boomerang, I was like, wow, this is a channel that's dedicated to bringing you shows from the past 15, 20, 30 years. It's a way for you to watch these classic series that maybe your parents' generation grew up with. I can't wait until I'm older in 10, 15, 20 years from now when I see Boomerang become a place that has all of these classic Cartoon Network series on, like the original Ben 10 or Ed, Edd n Eddy or Camp Lazlo or Codename Kids Next Door. Again, I could go on and on and on. It never became that. Instead, as we discussed, it turned into a Cartoon Network 2.0 and then essentially the Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo, and Tom and Jerry network. So while it's great that they're bringing back these Hanna-Barbera classics onto the channel, I would like to see them do one of two things. Either have the second half of the day continue that and have a lot of other unique Hanna-Barbera series air, and if for whatever reason you don't want to do that, then have some classic Cartoon Network series take those air times. Have shows like Codename Kids Next Door or Chowder or Flapjack, series that aren't being highlighted by Checkered Past, have some airtime and find a home on Boomerang. Because right now, a lot of those shows are considered to be lost media because you can't really watch them from start to finish anywhere. Like a show like, for example, Symbiotic Titan is a great Cartoon Network series that premiered in 2010, 2011, around that time. And that's a series that you cannot watch the first 20 episodes, which is the entirety of the show. You can't watch that anywhere because it's not available anywhere legally. You would have to watch it illegally somewhere or pay, $4, $5, $6 per episode on iTunes or Amazon Video. Same thing goes for Megas XLR. There's a lot of these shows that Cartoon Network aired in their past that don't have a home. And I feel like what they're doing on Boomerang is great, airing these Hanna-Barbera classic series. Either expand upon that or put some of these lost Cartoon Network classics in there as well. They could even make a special block for Cartoon Network classics, but that's a topic for another video. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about Boomerang's new schedule. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you agree with me that it gets kind of repetitive when they start repeating the same schedule for the second time in one day? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.